Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. All right, let's get started up in here. Listen, I'm not going to be here long with you guys. I'm just coming through. This was not planned. I just said, let me come through and talk to you guys real quick. So if you are washing dishes, girl, you driving, you doing your hair, you can go on right ahead and put the phone down because we are doing podcast style today. So we're doing podcast style. So this will definitely be one of those kind of things. Please make sure to like and subscribe. At the bottom, you see that lovely ticker. That's my Cash App. If y'all want to drop a sis $1, 50 cents, whatever. Okay. Because y'all know I don't get paid off of these YouTube videos. I really just do it for fun. So let's get into it. So the title of this live, I believe I titled it, There's Nothing Wrong with Being a Single Mother. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that, right? I know I'm going to get a lot of pushback. Oh, what are you talking about? It's shameful. It's this, is that. I really want to break it down. And I'm not going to break it down for too long. I just want to break it down just for a little bit. There is a misconception. Let's talk about Black people, first of all. We know that there is a narrative that most Black people are ghetto, rude, ignorant, do not love or take care of our children, violent, and all those type of things. There is a narrative about that out there. And I see Black people every day fighting against that. Oh, that's not me. I'm college educated. I pay my property taxes. I live in a great neighborhood. I'm, teaching my kids right from wrong. So, okay, so we see that. But what I've been noticing is that it's totally okay for people to discredit, shame single mothers. Okay. And a lot of these people that do this come from a single mother household. And it's a lot. And this is not really one of those type of videos that, because like I said, this is just a quick live. I just want to talk about it. And getting back to the title of There's Nothing Wrong with Being a Single Mother. There will be a part 2 to this where we get into data analysis and when we get into just kind of looking at what usually forms these single mother households, especially in the Black community. And when I say the Black community, I'm talking about Africans, I'm talking about Caribbeans, African Americans, Black people all over the world, because there seems to be a certain theme in more places, in less in more places than others. There is nothing wrong with being a single mother. You have a lot of women that found themselves in abusive relationships, in abusive marriages, and decided, you know what? I'm going to pick up my kid and I'm going to go on. This is not the environment that me or my child should be in. Okay? That's one way single motherhood occurs. Another way single motherhood occurs is women being abused, right? And deciding, you know what, I'm not going to terminate this pregnancy. I am going to, take care of this child. Okay. That's another way. Now let's talk about narcissistic personality disorder. I'm not going to get too much into it. I think I should have other videos on this channel about it, but if not, watch. There's a lady called the Spiritual Whistleblower. Watch her. She really delves into, and Dr. Ramani on YouTube, they really get into this disorder. And what they spoke about is that a lot of narcissistic men will actually impregnate women to kind of keep them. It's like a whole, like, you're not going anywhere, whether you want to or not. Okay. It is just very mind-boggling to me when two people are involved in a sexual activity and all of the responsibility for contraception, everything is placed on one person. Again, back to my title, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. If you were in an abusive relationship and you decided, you know what, I'm not doing this anymore, I'm going to take me and my child and we're going to head out, kudos to you, mom. Okay, if you were married and your marriage didn't work out and now you're divorced and now you find yourself a single mother, because I've said this previously that marriage does not guarantee not being a single mother. If anything, what marriage does is, and don't get me wrong, I love marriage, I love the institution of marriage, all of that. But what marriage oftentimes does is cause a lot of women to stay in situations they would have otherwise, otherwise left if they were not married, right? And the church and religious obligations, or whatever religion you are, kind of pushes women to stay in these abusive situations because of marriage. So again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. If you use contraceptions, like we have situations where women use contraceptives and there's holes poked in the condom. Okay, now I'm not talking about baby mama, living in the hood with 8 kids from 8 different daddies. I'm not talking about that. That is a completely different conversation. And I think what occurs a lot of the times is we try to um mesh those things together with, let's say, a mom that has, a couple of children, or a mom that has one child, or a mom that was previously married, or a mom that was trapped by pregnancy. So again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. You would think that society would have the admiration saying, hey, you know what? Look at you getting up every day, going to work, taking care of this child, feeding this child, clothing this child, loving this child, teaching this child right from wrong, taking on responsibilities that were meant for not just one person and not even 2 people, a whole village, taking on these responsibilities alone. You would think society would say, wow, look at you doing that. Now, we all know we live in a patriarchal society that shames, discredits women for any and everything. So it's oftentimes easier to place the blame on the mother, the one that's there, the one that's in the emergency room. I remember, a few weeks ago, my daughter was sick and we were in the emergency room together. And I looked around and all I saw were moms. I saw a couple of dads, mostly moms, right? The mom is in the emergency room. The mom is picking up prescriptions, going grocery shopping, doing hair, cleaning the house, doing homework, kissing boo-boos, teaching everything, and going to work. Did we talk about that? Again, we're not talking about those disproportionate situations that occur where a woman is just irresponsible with her reproductive system. That's not what we're talking about. 5 different kids by 7 different daddies and all these type of things. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. We're talking about when life's plans have not come the way that you want them to. So now a lot of women are, there's an increasingly number of, just what I have seen personally, and please correct me in the comments, or, add to it if you've seen this as well. Women are now saying, you know what? Why do I have to be stuck with the kid? Why does my life have to be altered? Have the baby, drop the baby off with the dad. I have seen this so many times, especially these past 2 years. Women are carrying the baby, yes, having the child, and then leaving and signing over rights to the father and going about their life. And I've been seeing a lot of shame mongering with that, right? Oh, how could you? You're a horrible mother. How could you leave your child? Blah, 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 blah. But if this woman would have taken care of the child and been the one there, she would have been ridiculed for being a single mother. You can't win for losing. Again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. Okay? I am going to talk about this topic even more. I just think, and when I come back, I'll try to come back with some research. And, we know the situation with Chrisean and Blueface, where Blueface wants her to get an abortion. Apparently, Chrisean has been pregnant. I think she's been pregnant, like she said, about 4 times, and she's tired of getting abortions. and he's all over the internet saying she's she doesn't deserve to be a mother and she's not going to be a good mother, and that he's very selective on who he chooses to be the mother of his children. It all sounds great, doesn't it? But then you kind of have to take off the patriarchal lens where women are the blame for everything and kind of think, hey, man, you're saying this woman is not good enough to be the mother of your child, but yet you have impregnated her 4 times. His rebuttal to that, because somebody did tell him that on Twitter, his rebuttal to that was, well, I don't have to carry the baby. She does. So she should be more responsible. Again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. And I will close that statement off with this. It is better for your children to see you living in peace, happy and healthy, than to stay in a relationship with someone that abuses you, makes you feel terrible, and does not support you. There are so many married women on Reddit that are anonymously writing about, hey, I'm married. I'm married to this man and I'm doing everything. I'm going to work. I'm coming home. I'm taking care of the children. I'm taking care of the house. He does nothing. I might as well be a single mother. Again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother. And I think it's my role. I have a passion. You guys already know I have a passion for children and mothers and women. But it's also, I believe, it's my job to kind of jump in there and kind of dispel those myths. A lot of the times, these relationships that women, people are, oh, you should have chose better. You should have chose a better man. You should have chose a better man. You can meet somebody and date them for 2-3 years, marry them, and they turn into a completely different person. A lot of the times, you cannot vet people. You can't. Again, there is nothing wrong with being a single mother if it ensures the peace, happiness, and healthiness of you and your child's mental and physical health. That comes first. And moms, if you're going to sit there and watch these podcasters when they just sit there and talk about how women are this and single mothers are that, you are going to be beating yourself up. I don't believe in ingesting things that are abusive to me. That's abusive. So I hope I encourage someone out there who's just kind of feeling down on themselves. You're doing remarkable work. You are building the future. Now, 2-parent households are amazing. I grew up in a 2-parent household. I had my mother and my father. For a large part of my life, I had the both of them under the same roof through all my formative years. It was great. It's great to have that. Okay? And that is the ideal. But when you're in a circumstance or situation where that is not the ideal, what are you to do? Please, moms, do not think your life is disposable and that you failed as a human being. You have a responsibility to take care of these children and to show them right from wrong and to create better humans. Because apparently we're not doing it right, because we have a lot of people out there that just think, hey, oh, that person's a single mom? Well, they failed at life. That mentality, that thinking is coming from somewhere. Anyways, guys, I'm going to head on out of here. I do want to come back at some point this week to where is it? I do want to come back at some point this week to just talk more about this, but I do want to come with just data and just looking into some of these case studies. All right. Now, catch you guys later. Bye.